This should have been a Grenfell warning. Fire spreading by combustible cladding in a residential block. This was Lakanal House in Camberwell, 2009. This fire, the focus of the Grenfell inquiry today.
Did Lakanal signal to you in any way?
It questioned why the government failed to consider if Lakanal was an isolated case and to check if flammable cladding was on more buildings.
You were never interested in doing a survey of what was out there to make sure that the buildings people were living in weren't dangerous.
I think that's a fair criticism.
And why is that?
That wasn't our we didn't see that as our function.
6 people died at Lakanal House, but according to Brian Martin, the man in charge of building regulations for the government for the last 20 years, this wasn't severe enough to check if other buildings were unsafe.
It would have to be a more severe issue to justify something retrospective, and I think that's probably a mindset that we adopted probably inappropriately sometimes.
And a more severe issue would be something like the fire at Grenfell Tower.
That's an extreme example, but yes.
Well, it's the precise example because it is only after that incident that the British government decided to do something retrospective, isn't it?
Yes.
The Lakanal House coroner produced several important recommendations, including fitting sprinklers on buildings. Mr. Martin's response came in an email he sent at the time to colleagues. "We only have a duty to respond to the coroner," he wrote, "not kiss her backside."
Clearly it's an informal comment, but there's no requirement on the department to do what the coroner recommends. That's for the Secretary of State to consider.
This is now Mr. Martin's 7th day giving evidence, and today someone in the public gallery heckled him as he left the inquiry.
Shame on you.
Mr. Martin's evidence is expected to finish tomorrow. Rags Martel, ITV News, at the Grenfell inquiry.